Good morning. So, I want to talk a little bit about a leap of faith and this old world, new world paradox. It seems like there is, the further along I get on this spiritual awakening and this twin flame journey, the more paradoxal it becomes, and the two worlds, there's the new world and the old world, and the old world is the old way of thinking. It's in the matrix. It's godless, and the new way, the new world is um, I got here to the outlook. I need to go back in a minute. I'm going to just sit here for a minute, and then I'm going to go back to get my kids out to school. It's already like a few minutes to 7. So at some point there is a leap of faith required to move into the new world. And the thing is with it is that the two worlds are getting further and further apart. Like they're becoming more clear, and the new world is I talked a little bit yesterday about being able to see, I had a conversation with my mother and being able to see her perspective on things. And at the same time, I'm still able to see the perspective of this, the new way, the passage into the new world, which is really this same world, but just a completely different way of living life with nature, with sync, in peace, in harmony, with complete love and complete faith, and a total faith in God and the divine and my connection to it all, and the spiritual realms and connection to myself, and the understanding that everything is paradoxal. So whatever I say, there is nothing that is absolute. Everything is in movement, and everything is itself and its opposite at the same time. And that's also something that comes into vision and this twin flame journey, because you can have your right way, but you also see the opposite is exactly right. And you kind of have to live in between the two without grasping on one in order to get the complete picture. And it's kind of like seeing God too. And so it's like these two worlds are separating, and you have one foot here, one foot there, and it's time to choose sides. So you have to take a leap of faith into the new world. When you are on this spiritual awakening and you start moving along into a new way of thinking, you can't go back. It's like coming out of this box and seeing this colorful, vast, beautiful world all around you, and you don't quite know what you don't. You come into it blind, so you have to take a leap of faith. But you can't put yourself back into that box and close the once you see the truth, and once you see the vastness, and once you see the greatness, and once you see God, And once you see how colorful it is and how wonderful it tastes, and the absolute truth in the new way of thinking, that this is an experience that we've come to have in these bodies, in this plane, and that we are much more than just our physical body. And once we understand that, we can't go back. There's no returning. So there's only forward. And it's kind of tricky because you're stuck in between these two ways of thinking, and the old way, and you have lived that way for most of your life, and the new way requires a jump faith. The new way requires that you face your fears, and that you allow yourself just to do it. And yesterday, see, I don't even want to call him my twin, but yesterday he sent me a video, and the video was about the ego death and passage into the new world, or or kind of a spiritual awakening, waking into yourself, when the ego is like an ego death. Did I say it's the ego death? And it literally brought me to my knees. And the amount of pain, when you, I'm going to get headed back. It seems like this awakening, this journey, it it literally is bringing to me to all of my extremes. And at the same time, I feel like I'm waking up or breaking out of old ways, and at the same time I'm going back to, like, I'm feeling emotions and feeling like passing through all of these emotions that I had as a child. A lot of them very, very uplifting. Like, I came out into this walk this morning into nature, and all of a sudden I can just feel the stillness of everything and the wonder of everything, and the just being of nature, how nature just is, and kind of connected with that this morning. And I thought, wow, this is this spiritual awakening is bringing me back full circle. And the thing that I see with it is that it connects me back to the purity of my childhood. When I take off all the masks and all of the things that were built on top, all of the perspectives and junk that was built on top of my being, then it takes me back to the emotions and excitement and wonder that I felt as a child. And I feel like I'm the further I get along this path, the two worlds are becoming further and further apart. The new world and the old world are like separating into complete separate I want to say entity is the, it's kind of like I'm starting to see them both clearly and understand them both. It's like full circle paradox. And then on the one hand, and on the spiritual path, on the spiritual awakening, one is completely alone. One is completely alone, and that is the only way that it can be to truly wake up. You have to do it alone. You have to choose by yourself. No one else can choose for you, otherwise it's superficial. And so part of it is being alone, but then also, so you have the part that you need to be alone in order to empower yourself. But then you have the other way of thinking, the contrast way of thinking, that you feel abandoned and I'm all alone and nobody cares, and that's also part of what you have to go through, because we are individual, all alone in this earth. We attach to other people to gain strength and insurance, and we look to other people to answer our needs so that we can feel security. But when we do that, then we're not coming into our true power. We're not being the powerful unit that we can be. And then we never come into our full strength, and we never come into our full knowing of our own power and that we can do it ourselves. So it's like I can see that, and it's paradoxal. I can totally see that, and I can totally see the abandonment at the same time. Like, oh, nobody cares. I'm all by myself. Trying to attach on to somebody to give me strength and to show me. So this is, and like I say that, and I have this fear coming up in me. And I'm just going to feel my power. I'm going to trust. I trust. This journey has made me undoubtedly have faith and believe in God. Have faith, I believe in God. And I also, this is big, but I also believe, look, the wind just came, just a total, I also believe in Christ in a different way than I was always thought of him and him, the energy. It's an energy, and it's the message. He was a messenger. It's a message. It's a connection to God and having God flow through you. It's just cleaning out your own, it's the self, it's the death of the ego, to where that the connection straight to God, and then being able to bring the message of God down into this plane. It's being a messenger. But on this journey, my faith is being tested. My faith is being built. It's like the further my faith gets, the stronger my faith gets in the journey and in God, the stronger the tests that come along and test me. And after my twin sent me that video yesterday, it hit me like a ton of bricks. And the message in it was so intense, and that it made me, as I was getting the message and it was hitting me, like all the way, reaching all the way inside of me, all the way to the very core, and pretty much explaining to me what I'm going through like a map. And for him to be able to send that to me, it made me have, the depth of my love to him. There comes another wind. Just knowing that he has gone through the same pain, because I felt the pain of it. I can still feel the pain of the ego death. And just him being able to send that to me and to understand that concept, knowing that he has gone through that himself and understands it and comes through the other side with the ability to send me the same thing, understanding, where I am on my path. It just gives me a whole new look at him as well. That it just made my heart open up to him even more. Because I can feel the same pain that he went through is the same pain that I'm going through. And it is intense. And you get to a point where there's nobody that can do it except for me. And I can't run away from myself. I can't run away from myself no matter where I go. I'm with it and in it. And it's mine alone. I want to ask him if it gets better. The pain I mean. The pain is so intense. I'm just tired of being in pain. I want to be happy. And I think that the way for me to be happy is to come into my power. Okay, I'm getting close. I'm going to get my children out, so I'm going to stop this here. Thank you for watching.